is Wednesday, my dudes.
Welcome to another episode of Wednesday Toast, a podcast about comic book stuff where we talk about all kinds of comic book related stuff and comic book adjacent things, I guess. In this episode, it's going to be a little different. Very short and sweet. As I mentioned in the last episode, we've had a interesting couple of weeks recording-wise because I'm transitioning from my old job to the new job and currently working both jobs. So it's like I usually sleep when I'm not at work right now. So today I was going to record a quick little episode about PlayStation Pro. And I know, that's not quote unquote comic book related news, but as a person that predominantly plays comic book related video games, I think I'm just going to go out on the limb and say it's connected.
Yeah. At this point, what isn't comic book adjacent,
Yeah. It's sprinkled in on a little bit of everything nowadays.
Yeah.
I was going to buy a pair of sneakers the other day that were Marvel related. So, all the way in. Complete shit. Yeah. So, like I was saying, I was going to come in and do a solo episode and kind of rant about it. But then I figured Simon is also a PlayStation guy. So, if he doesn't have anything going on this evening, I can snag him for 20 minutes and we can both sound like two grumpy old men complaining about people spending money on expensive things, that even though we both spend money on expensive things weekly.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. Preface this episode with, if you want to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro and you have the means to do it, your family's not starving or anything like that, who cares? Go nuts. Buy it.
In this economy? I mean,
buy 3 of them if you want. I'm sure there will be someone that has one in each room.
Yeah,
I hate that person.
Like, I bought it for a DVD player.
Yeah. So today it was announced PlayStation Pro is coming out this holiday season. And as someone that bought the PlayStation 4 Pro, I was at least interested to check it out, But there's a lot of things right out the gate that turned it into pretty much an instant no for me, right? It doesn't even come with a stand. You have to buy the vertical stand separately, and the vertical stand is like $30.
That's ridiculous.
It's all digital. If you want the optical drive, it has the capability to attach it to it. You have to assemble it yourself, but you also have to buy the optical drive separately. So it's a digital console, $700, I believe. I think the optical drive is another $100+ and then if you want it to be vertically standing, which will, I think, melt your system. So if you want to pay more to destroy your system, that's going to cost you another $30. So those are some things that were instantly like, no, I'm not going to do this. What do you think about the PlayStation 5 Pro straight out the gate, Tom?
Well, one of the reason, that you pulled me in was kind of about my tweet. And so the PlayStation 5, I was super excited about getting it, especially with the new Spider-Man coming out. And that's what usually hooks me on upgrading a system, right? Is like what killer IP, quote unquote, is going to make me play this thing. And PlayStation 4, my attention was dwindling, but there was plenty there, God of War, stuff like that. And so with PlayStation 5, I knew those God of War games were going to be great. I can't remember if the remake, like the reboot God of War, was on PS4 now. Was it? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while. I can't believe the PlayStation 5 has been out for as long as it has been.
Yeah. It's weird. But, that all being said, Spider-Man was coming out, the new God of War, but there wasn't anything else that was really like I needed to play. And game development now takes twice as long as it used to because we have to get higher fidelity, blah, blah, blah. And just the idea that it's like the Apple upgrade program now, because it's like an upgrade that you don't need. They're making up problems that don't exist. Like I know I say these words a lot, but diminishing returns as far as like, they're like, but everything can be 60 frames per second. I'm like, that's amazing. But also, like, does anyone see that?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we do, but does that make any sense? Like, to me, it doesn't seem like a good enough investment, especially with having to buy all those add-on pieces. It's like buying a dongle for when they move to the lightning connector. But yeah, to have to go and like get all those attachments and everything just to use an optical drive. At what point is it like not going to be backwards compatible or something stupid? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny that you say that about Apple, because I was just thinking that I need to get the new one. Only because I went to Five Below the other day and I was looking for a phone case for mine. I think mine cracked or something like that. So I was looking for a phone case for mine, and mine is a little older now, and they didn't have it. That wasn't even an option to get a phone case for the phone that I have. So
yeah.
But it was weird because I have the 12 Pro, and this is an Apple sidebar, so it's not comic book related. But I have the 12 Pro, and I went to Five Below because I'm a cheapskate. Probably why I'm not getting the PlayStation 5 Pro. But they had a case for the iPhone 11, and then it jumps to 15. There was like no in between.
It's for old people.
We're going to take care of the old people and the poor people, and then anyone that needs a phone now. So I figured if I can't even go to Five Below to get a case, maybe I should upgrade at some point.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think that's a good amount of time.
Yeah,
for that phone. Nicole's looking to upgrade her, but I've even felt like the planned obsolescence on mine. I'm like, this thing is chugging. It's like doing weird shit.
Mm-hmm. That's so weird. And you know, my phone for the most part has been fine for all these years. I love it. I don't really feel the need to upgrade it, but that was just like, oh, I guess maybe maybe it's time. I don't know. Consumerism. There's nothing wrong with my phone, but I think it's time that I need a new one.
Yeah, it's not living up to how impatient I am. I need a new one. That's how I feel. Anyway.
And maybe that's the same thing with the PlayStation. Maybe some people are just like, I'm someone that used to buy every iPhone every time it upgraded. The PlayStation, I would get I had the PlayStation 3. They came out with the Slim for no reason. I had the Slim version just because. The PlayStation 4, I feel like that was a little different, but maybe it wasn't. I don't remember the time frame between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Pro. But I think that was a bigger deal, or at least it was for me at the time, because it probably had less going on.
It seemed like it. I'm with you, because I remember there were some games that they were like, it's... And that's what I mean by diminishing returns. Like you were going from something that wasn't really going to run very well, like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
PS4. Like if you played on the regular base PS4, Cyberpunk was not going to work.
Play. Yeah.
On a Pro, it could do okay. On a 5, it was like it was made for the 5.
It's a great game. And ended up being a great game.
Yeah, I really, honestly, one of my favorite games. But I had a PlayStation 5, so I didn't have a problem playing it. But anyway, I just don't feel like that here. Especially, I just don't know what game are you showing me to make this worth it.
I'm not going to spend $700 for a brand new shiny Fortnite machine.
Right.
That's pretty much all.
I can play Fortnite on my iPad.
And if you are listening and you're someone that considers himself a gamer, I've realized that as I get older, I'm moving into like the casual gamer phase of my life. Mm-hmm. So also take that with a grain of salt. And I'm kind of salty when it comes to getting something day one. I was so excited. Thanks to Simon, I got this super early. I don't know if it was considered day one, but it was one of the people that got them early that couldn't get the PlayStation 5 early, right? And so it was great for so long, but it had so many problems as far as like overheating, like just people in general, not my specific problem. But the controllers didn't work. Like my first controller that I had, it's a paperweight, doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. It had a drift to the point where the drift was so bad and the buttons, like the triangle button, stopped working. You can't even use it. Like to even watch Netflix without it rewinding what you're watching.
What's crazy is the two that I got one from Target and I got one from direct from PlayStation. I believe the one from Target came first, which was the one that I took. So whatever one you got, if that you got from me, is directly from PlayStation, which is insane to me that you had so many issues with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was the one that you because you had to enter the lottery or whatever to have the option to buy it. Yeah, and a couple years, it wasn't even a couple years later, maybe a year, I started having issues where it would just shut off in the middle of a game, and I would clean the damn thing out. I would vacuum, and I would. It was everything that I looked up online what to do to stop it. I was doing regularly.
He was like licking it.
I was blowing it out like a Nintendo cartridge. Every time I would play a game, no matter what it was, it would shut off. Like it would sound like a jet engine, like my old PlayStation 4, and then it would just completely turn off. So I had to send it in, get it fixed. They sent it back, and they gave me an extended and this happened, I guess, maybe it was a year later. Whatever the warranty was, right a week after the warranty ended, that's when it started shutting off. And then they gave me an extended 3-month warranty, and it was fine. And then right after that warranty was then started doing the same thing. And so I had to send it in again to get it fixed. And that was going to be the last time that I did it, because at that point I should have just bought a new system. I'm spending more money to have it repaired than I am. You know what I mean? I could have just bought a new system that didn't have any problems. So I'm very salty about getting these day one things because they're like, oh, we're just going to put it out and we'll fix the problems later. And
yeah, definitely.
I just don't play that hardcore enough, you know. And I know people say PlayStation 5 doesn't have any games, and I agree with that. That's my thing. Is like, where are the big exclusive games, the big franchise, PlayStation franchise and IPs? I know we've gotten games. They got Sun Wukong. They have Elden Ring. A lot of these games are beautiful and great, but not everybody wants to play these games where they're just getting their ass kicked and wanting to throw their controller at the screen all the time, right? Those games are hard for people like me with ADD.
I've heard that.
Screaming children.
I have heard that Sun Wukong is closer to like God of War difficulty. So this goes to the subject that I brought up on that post, is that I play PlayStation 4 games on my PlayStation 5. Like that's all I play on it. It's a PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility smooth out machine. And in fact, and I bring that up not only for like to say that, but also that Elden Ring was a PlayStation 4 game. So when you bring that up, so like, you know, I've been playing a lot more Fortnite because I just don't have time to like sit down for a story driven game that much. But I played mostly Spider-Man and Ghost of Tsushima. Like that's all I play on it. And I know, like you said, that's anecdotal to us, like not playing as much, but I still don't see, other than the latest and greatest kind of people, the people that have to have that new thing, which I'm like that with some things, I don't understand who this is for. This seems very odd to me. Game
wise, so the PlayStation sort of expense that I make, and I really don't mind making it, but it also plays into the fact of what you're saying is I do pay for the essential catalog or whatever the highest tier is, right? To get all the old games, because honestly, I think it's worth it, because I love those older PlayStation games. I'm running through games that were on PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, and that's weird to me that I'm spending more time playing PlayStation 1 through 3 games than any PlayStation 5 game that's come out. Spider-Man 2, at this point, probably more than Spider-Man 2. I don't think I replayed that. Like I replayed Spider-Man 1 multiple times. I don't think I re-downloaded Spider-Man 2 since I beat it.
It's a good game, but it didn't do it for me like 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't do it to you because you needed the PlayStation 5 Pro attachment, where the Venom attachment.
Do it to you.
Like I was playing the Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core the other day, and I've been putting some hours in that. It's not a long game. Like you said, it takes me longer to beat these story-driven games now because I can only jump on and do one mission, and then I gotta go do something else. Mm-hmm. But that's a PSP game. Like I'm playing a PSP game.
Yeah.
More than I'm playing. I do want to play Sun Wukong, but that just seems like I got to take a week off work to really get enjoyment out of it, you know?
Yeah. That one I've heard is kind of a boss rush kind of game too.
Yeah. I don't know. And I hate to be like the complaining Aggie. I thought it would be funny to just kind of crap on it because again, if you want to purchase the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's fine. This isn't a campaign for Simon and I to tell you not to do it. In fact, you should, right? I buy comic books every week. I think that's a completely irresponsible use of money, but it makes me smile. So if this is the kind of thing that makes you smile, then go nuts.
Yeah, do it makes you happy.
I know Simon and I are sort of dunking on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't want to, a couple months down the line, post a picture of me buying the PlayStation 5 Pro, and then everyone's like, "What happened to you?"
Kissing the box.
That has happened in the past, so I don't want to have to eat my own words. But we don't know where I'm going to be at financially in a couple of months, so maybe I'll have some loose cash, and I'll just be buying PlayStation 5 Pros. I just wish that they would have taken all this money that they put into the PlayStation 5 Pro and made some damn games.
Yeah, if it came with like one of those games, like if it was a pack-in like the old Super Nintendo,
Oh damn, yeah. Remember they used to do crazy deals with the Super Nintendo after a couple of years. It would be like 3 games, 2 control. There was like a big pack.
Yeah.
That had 3 games, 2 controllers, the Game Genie. It was like it was probably like $2,000 at the time.
That's what's really crazy about Nintendo is that they do that now. Like they've made the Switch a collector's item, and PlayStation did it a little bit, but like you can buy a special edition Switch and everyone will get that because they want that Switch, even if they already have one.
Yeah, where are all the special edition PlayStation 5s, man?
Yeah, I think there was like 1 or 2. I think they fucked themselves over by putting trays that you can put on the side. You can't launch a whole new system when you can just slap some things on the side.
That's true. I think the moral of the story is I'm salty about this because I feel with all the grievances I've had with the PlayStation 5, I feel like this is the actual PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what the model they wanted to release, but then they hodgepodge together the initial launch version. They're like, all right, we'll make millions of dollars doing that, and then we'll release the real system with the real games. Because what if all the studios have known about this version of the PlayStation 5, so they've been working on games for this. That's why there's like, we don't have any games for PlayStation 5 because the real PlayStation 5 is not out yet.
Oh, can you imagine?
So it just seems like evil corporation stuff. And I know that's like a little bit tinfoil hat, but that's where I'm at now in my life.
What you got under that hat? You got a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all tinfoil. I'm sweating.
It's making my brain
so hot. Now, there are some things we've had this entire episode. We didn't say what the PlayStation 5 Pro actually does. So some of the key performance features that I've seen, they have an upgraded GPU. It's 67% more compute units. If you are familiar with Star Trek lore and verbiage.
They fucked up by not
It has a 28% 28% faster memory, and it does 45% faster rendering for gameplay, which makes the experience smoother, is what they say. And if you're an idiot like me, you barely notice things like that. So if you're casual like me, that doesn't really mean anything to you. As well as advanced ray tracing. It's like refraction of light, I think. Don't ask me what it means.
So
I barely understand it.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. So like if you play Spider-Man and you have it on the what do they call it? Not performance, but the other one, like the graphic mode. Like the ray tracing is the reflections in water and stuff like that. So it's like real time.
So you can see yourself in a mirror.
Yeah.
And you're like, walking in a bathroom, you can see yourself in a mirror. That's what I need.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
pretty much.
That is pretty cool. They also have AI-driven upscaling, which AI just feels like a buzzword at this point. It's become like the tech version of woke. Yeah. You just put AI on anything.
It's so funny that you said that because I was thinking the same thing. It is like, I hear it and I groan. Like,
yeah. If I hear AI-driven upscaling, I barely hear the driven upscaling, and it's not AI as in the form of like everybody hates AI because of the ethnical aspect of it, or the ethics aspect of it. The ethics aspect of it, but it's just a buzzword that I roll out every time I see it now. Mm-hmm. So cool.
Yeah,
they're introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is this. They're just selling a car at this point. This is just like a car salesman.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
This is a vendor. So I work with a lot of tech vendors through the hospital, just like add-ons for shit that we need. And the amount of IT buzzwords that are thrown at me that I know are just bullshit ways of saying the same thing. Like whatever, that PlayStation, whatever you just said. I sound like my mom just now. Whatever you just said, that PlayStation, whatever you said, is just like, it's just branded nonsense for something that has already existed. Apple does that too. They come up with some Apple term for a thing that already exists.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, rant.
I think it comes out with 2 terabytes of data, which, really means 1 terabyte of data. Because it's additional download. You're going to have now, instead of 3 games, you can have 4 games on your PlayStation at once. But it does have Astro's Playroom pre-installed. So that is a plus. I don't know if it's $700 plus.
That's just the demo game.
That's not the new one?
No, I don't think so. I think that's called Astro's Big Adventure or something.
Damn. They couldn't even do that, man. What? This is evil corporation nonsense.
Sorry, this is me searching.
Yeah. I'm going to play that elevator music in between.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. It's just called Astro.
Hold down.
Right?
They couldn't even put that in there. That's crazy. Astro's Playroom was great.
Yeah.
But we've already played it. What's new about this?
Yes.
They need to change the marketing to say, hey, this is the actual... Instead of PlayStation 5 Pro, it was like... The other one was like PlayStation 4.5. This is PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Sorry, we tricked you guys.
It does kind of feel like that with each incremental game. Yeah. So it is the same. Astro, so it's not. So there's Astro's Playroom, and then Astrobot is the game that just came out. The Playroom is fun, but it is just a playroom. It's not like a full game.
It's the funnest game I've played on PlayStation 5.
It was good. Which this new one is
5 release.
Really good. I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard. I've been thinking about getting that because my kids and my wife really liked everything with that game. So, but I'm not getting it on PlayStation 5 Pro.
No, sorry. I think it's only $60 too.
And again, when you see me in a couple of months from now with the PlayStation 5 Pro and all the accessories and like the lanyard and a PlayStation hat, it's not because they sponsor the show. It's because I'm an idiot and I shelled out $3,000 for all the PlayStation swag.
What I would love is that picture is not you just like walking out with all that gear, but like acting a fucking fool with all that gear. Like I just pictured like the
PlayStation for life. I have a custom PlayStation Nikes. I have a sweatsuit, a black sweatsuit.
Like totally against every your character and anything I've ever seen you do.
Then we release a companion episode of this, and I tell you guys about how I was wrong, and it's just me using this hyper nonsense jargon that PlayStation uses.
It's titled "I'm Sorry."
I'm sorry, PlayStation. Oh my god. We're circling the drain, guys. Buy the PlayStation 5 Pro if you want to. It's going to be a no for me until Christmas time, and I buy it. And I say my wife bought it for me, but I secretly bought it for myself. So,
yeah. Whoops. What happened?
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.